Hello there, this is RJB, and today I return with a video with JH against Minchul. It's a little bit off center, let me fix that. Yeah, right there. So JH against Minchul. This is going to be from somewhere in 2018, from actually March 9th from 2018. Now you might be wondering, why are we diving back into the past? All the way into 2018? Well, that's because I just felt like it. I honestly just felt like it. Now this replay, I don't think I've done it before. We've got JH here on the name Shibuya, and we've got AQRB and a lot of L's or I's. It's something like a barcode, like Minchul likes to go for these wacky names. Here on the brown Zerg. So we've got Minchul against JH on fastest map. Now there's a small little thing that I am kind of a little bit sad about, and that is a lot of replays that I have from the time period of January 1st, 2019 until July 2019. A lot of these replays tend to corrupt somewhere around 20 minutes in. So I kind of gave up on casting them because I've ran into corrupted replays from that time frame so many times that I simply don't want to risk casting a game until 20 minutes and it turning out to be completely corrupted and thus a waste of my time. So now I'm kind of sticking to everything that's not January 2019 until July 2019. And that kind of led me to diving back even further back in time, all the way to 2018. So honestly, these players were already very good back then. Perhaps even better. Some players get worse over time. Some players get better over time. About these two players, I don't really know. Only one way to find out, and that's of course by actually watching and casting their older games. And so far we've seen some pretty amazing games from JH against Brain from this time period. And I haven't really casted anything else from this time period yet. I don't think I have. I might have, but I don't think I did. Minchul there starts off with, of course, the choke hatchery on 9 supply and 9 pool and a 9 hatchery and, of course, a 9 creep colony in the front there. And he's only making a single one because he hasn't been found yet. And usually when you don't get scouted early on, it kind of means that you're probably not going to get rushed. That's why he's only building a single sunken there in the choke. And why he's getting a very early but oddly spaced second or third, fourth hatchery next to his pool, pretty far away from his main. I'm not sure if I like the spacing. Maybe I do. Maybe it will spread the creep more forward. But I just like to have my first couple hatcheries all within this one frame. Where, well, he does have it in the frame. It is in the frame. I like it to have it here, like next to each other, so you can click, click, click. And macro from all your hatcheries from a single screen with very little mouse movement. It just speeds things up. Now it's a little bit awkward over here in the bottom corner of your screen. Small detail, but perhaps not that important. But just for my own comfort, I like doing that. So JH there finds the choke, 2 sunken there. He's trying to build a mid base here on the middle, a contain with cannons and robos, but it gets taken down by only 4 Zerglings, and the 4 Zerglings are getting on top of that Zealot. Zealot goes down as well, doesn't get a single Zergling kill. Great micro there from Minchul as usual. JH tries to get another prox there up on the middle, pile a little bit further away than the other one, outside of the vision of Minchul. Minchul might not find those two, because now he's fighting against Zealots again. Pulls back to his choke, still only 2 Sunkens there. That's very, very bare bones. He's not really... Well, now he's adding one more Sunken, so he's not feeling that safe. He's got a very, very fast Hydelisk den there, though in the back, and also already getting Hydelisks. This is very, very fast. One of the few things Minchul really likes to do is being aggressive very, very quickly and early on into the match. He really likes to push his boundaries in the sense that he wants to end games quick. And sometimes he does it with really crazy things, crazy timings, and this is, in my opinion, a crazy, crazy timing, because he doesn't actually... Well, he knows what JH is doing and what JH is up to, so maybe he... I don't know if this even has a chance of working, because that's a lot of Zealots, and the Hydralisks are not that great in number. The Choki might even go down, because the Hydralisks behind the Sunkens don't really deal enough damage to take down all the Zealots in time. The Zealots, though, do take all the damage. The Zerglings are spawning as well, and the Zerglings will function as a wall between the Hydralisks and the Zealots. So the Zealots in the end do go down, but they do take down almost all of the Sunkens. More Hydralisks are slowly streaming towards the front. They have speed upgrade finished, no range yet. And actually JH here overplays his hand. JH overplays his hand, and what Minchul is doing, it looked like it shouldn't work, because that 4 gateway production from JH is pretty damn solid. But Minchul manages to break free out of that contain before it even happens, and cancels and stops it completely before there's even any cannons on the middle to be afraid of. No robots on the middle. JH is forced back into his base. He's getting cannons in his choke to defend himself from this impending doom attack from Minchul, which is going to break through pretty easily. Although more Zealots are coming from the back to the front, trying to buy time for the cannons to finish up. And actually, I do think one of those cannons in the back might finish just in time. No, he gets it in the end. I guess I was a little bit off with my counting. I thought he would finish at least one of them in time, but now he's got Zealots hammering on his Hydras, but he takes in the cannons just in time to the micro away from those Zealots bit by bit. Keep them alive. They're great, superb micro. Oh, I am in love with this style from Minchul. The only downside to it is he's on 23 drones against 45 pros, but given that JH only has 5 gateways to produce from, and there's a continuous stream of Hydralisks coming across the map to reinforce the Hydras already here, this game might turn very quick and ugly for JH, although JH now adding on more gateways, going to try to buy himself as much time as he can, getting cannons in the back there as well. When he gets level 1 attack and Zealot speed up and running, the game might flip and turn around. He's forced to cancel his Singularity Charge unless he gets it done. I don't think he finished the Singularity Charge. I was too slow with clicking on it because I'm using my mouse pad. I don't know why, I'm just very lazy with my arms, but the Zealots with the speed there coming in hot, chasing down the Hydras, and the Hydras have a very difficult time microing against the Zealots, but the Hydra count is pretty damn high. JH is going to wait for another wave of Zealots to spawn, buy himself as much time as he can for the Zealot count to keep growing, for the cannons to keep growing, to hopefully keep surviving this, but this is looking dreadful. Lurker S-Pack is now also on the way. Level 1 attack for the Hydra is also on the way. This is amazing Zerg play. This is brain level of Zerg. This is brains level of Zerg play. This is absolutely insanely well played. So a lot of Zealots are spawning, a lot of cannons are on the way as well. He doesn't have a Dark Templar queued up because there's an Overlord hanging overhead that would detect it. How is JH going to survive this? How is he going to survive this? Because this, at this point, looks almost impossible. He's going to cut off the supply... I like this. He's cutting off the supply line. That's really smart. So any Hydralisks coming across the map are going to get caught out and killed by these Zealots. But it does look like Minchul has just enough time to start killing everything here in the back. He's killing the cannon. He's gonna... Is he gonna end this? He's focusing on the Zealots first, gonna take down those gateways as well. Templars are spawning. I see one Templar there on the bottom side. Storm is also on the way. He's losing his Hydras with cannons on the top side though, which might be a small little mistake. He's getting Lurkers now as well. The Templar is gonna walk into its... It's not getting attacked. The Templar will get a Storm off on those Hydras very soon. The Zealots are coming in from the backside. He finishes off once and for all. The Lurkers are cancelled. And it looks like Minchul made a small little mistake there. Looks like he made a small little mistake there, and he's slowly losing his units. JH is building a massive gateway there in the top corner of his base. He's got 67 probes. He hasn't let up on probe production at all so far. Now the storms are coming in for the Templars to save today. This is way closer than it should be. It shouldn't be this close. I think Minchul should have won it, but somehow, I think he made a small little mistake somewhere. Or maybe it was the fact that JH was cutting off the supply line that saved the day, but JH is somehow making a comeback. The little lurkers are now morphing, although I don't think he can kill anything with the lurkers because his cannons pretty much everywhere. It would detect them, loses one lurker. Zealots are pretty strong here. Level 1 attack there finished on the Zealots. They're trying to go for the pushback. I think there's also level 1 attack finished on the Hydralisks. So both players have level 1 attack finished, but the Zealots with speed are pretty damn strong against the Hydralisks. Unless the Hydralisks get micro, but they aren't. The Lurkers have morphed and finished. There's some cannons here on the way, very close to finishing. Storm comes down on the Lurkers despite... Wow. This game is way too tight. Minchul was so close to definitively finishing off JH. He was so close to taking down Nexus. But he stopped attacking the Nexus in favor of attacking other things. And I don't know if that was the correct choice. So a lot of Hydralisks here inside the base. There's a 40 supply difference in favor of JH, but that's pretty much all probes. It's pretty much all probes that is giving him the advantage. But the fact he gets Zealot production on the top corner of space is really saving his life here, because there's pretty much no possibility of Zealots spawning on the bottom side, because they pretty much are forced away from the lurkers as there's no detection at the moment. There's an observer on the way though, but not yet finished. He's moving out. Oh, there's an observer. Templars are dying though. Lurkers are getting cleared out. There's a lot of Hydras here still on the top side, ready to push. We've pretty much been looking at action for the last 5 minutes, non-stop fighting from both players. 30 probes are from Minchul. His base is going slightly bigger here in the process. Not much bigger, but slightly bigger. And he's still keeping up the pressure. JH's base though, it's growing bigger and bigger despite the non-stop harassment and abuse and a non-stop stream of Hydralisks coming in. At some point, the advantage will topple into JH's favor, as JH simply has way too many gateways he can produce from, and I don't think Minchul can keep up with his production. I don't think Minchul can keep up with the production from JH, as now the lurkers are getting cleared out with assistance from the observers. Storms are missing, but storms so far, until now, have all been pretty good. They've all killed Hydras and lurkers and pushed Minchul away and away from Nexus. Slowly but surely, JH is creating distance between the enemy and his Nexus. And I think keeping his Nexus alive, even though I don't think he did it himself, I think Minchul just had the wrong target selection there for a small little moment. But Minchul is not letting up. Oh well, Minchul is now letting up on the pressure. Minchul now knows he's got to give up on attacking and start defending himself. He's got pretty much no choke. There's one sunken, one creep colony. Got some lurkers morphing right behind it. You might see a storm drop come in from JH sometime soon because he has 2 shuttles and some Templars. He's going for a frontal attack first though. He knows he's got to be fast. He knows that Minchul probably didn't make that many drones. He's only on 38. Probably didn't make a huge choke either. But there's lurkers here on the scene, and those lurkers are of course going to completely crap over those Zealots. So those Zealots are going to try. JH is going to try to push through. Nonetheless, with his 2 observers arriving on the scene, lurkers are a little bit too far away from the Sunkens in the front, but now the Zealots are coming straight into that line of lurkers. Detections are coming in as well, but there's spores here to protect and kill the observer. The observer marches, snipes the observer, keeps the lurkers alive, and that is a pretty good save there from Minchul. It could have been much uglier, but I do think that Zealots, historically speaking, Zealots don't do that well against lurkers. Lurkers just pretty much kill all the Zealots that start balling up too close to each other. And we saw the end result of that right there. Minchul now 42 drones, 6 hatcheries, 7 hatcheries, 7 hatcheries there in the back. There's a shuttle here on the side, but Minchul can see it, so I don't think that one is going to kill any drones at all. Unless, of course, Minchul makes a mistake. But yeah, another wave of Zealots coming in to keep the pressure. No observers on the scene at the moment trying to take down those Sunkens. He's just trying to keep up the pressure. Trying to keep Minchul away from stopping cannons on the middle and stopping their contain. More shuttles moving out across the map. Got a couple more there ready to be loaded up with units. And he's adding onto his base, getting gateways, robos, cannons, everything he needs for a consistent and frequent pressure here on Minchul's choke. And of course also on the back. Got a shuttle coming in, shuttle gets sniped, shuttle number 2 there also on the way, but it also gets sniped, and Minchul takes care of the drops. His drones stay safe, and he does so with minimal amounts of effort. Uses great map awareness, and takes it down. Snipes it with the target fire. One more shuttle there on the top side though, and this one has a pretty clear path straight into the base. And Minchul is not dodging it. Minchul's gonna have to run away now. Storm comes out. Storm kills a lot of drones, only 32 left alive. Kills a couple more on the 29. 27. That pretty much went as wrong as it possibly could. And now he's short on money. Short on money, but he has a pretty damn strong choke. And I don't see any observers anywhere close to this choke. So Minchul is probably going to stay alive for now. But there's still a lot of pressure ready to be rained down on him. And the supply difference is almost at 100. And JH is planning on sending in more shuttle drops, though he's overshooting this one a little bit there, straight into the choke, taking some minor damage with each shuttle. But he's ready to load it up with Templars and go for another storm drop. Frontal attack there happening once again, but once again no observer there. I'm not sure why there's no observer in the mix. Tries to go in from the top side, starts sniping almost all the shuttles, but the shuttles still do arrive on the scene, but there's, I think, not a Templar inside. But Minchul doesn't take a risk, because you simply never know if you kill the correct shuttles or not. Better to always dodge. Minchul knows it, and he does it, but he's still in a pretty nasty situation. 100 supply difference, 37 drones, 39 drones against 85 from JH. And JH has the macro engine running at absolute maximum. Cannons on the middle, and about 8 robos on the middle as well. This man is now on fire. He's out for blood. He's out to rectify the abuse he underwent in the first 15 minutes. Well, about first 15 minutes. He's just freed himself from the shackles of Minchul's Hydralisk and Lurker abuse. Comes in from the bottom side there, gonna try to snipe those shields. He's actually unloading on the bottom side there, gonna storm on the Hydras. Hydras are dodging the storm though, like a true expert. He dodges them with... He keeps most of his Hydras alive. This is really, really well done there from Minchul. Gets back on top of the Dragoons, and the Templar starts killing them. Cage is preparing a mass Reaver drop with Zealous in the mix as well. He knows he can't break through the choke, so he's trying to ignore the choke and simply fly straight into the base. Drop comes in for the top side. Drones were running away. Really well done there. Great awareness as always. Gonna try to fly back in. There might still be something in there. There's Templars in there. Templars storming on. Drones on the gas and on Hydralisks. Better than storming nothing at all. 38 drones. Minchul really is in bad shape, guys. Minchul is in really bad shape, guys. I don't know if he will ever climb back into this one. Just one small little misstep at one point into the match, and I think it's just slipping away from his grasp, little bit by little bit. Great splitter on the Hydras, take down the Reaver first, but they're still Zealous there, ready to kill everything that they can. Don't forget the upgrades on the Zealous, they are pretty gnarly. 1 armor, 0 shield, 2 weapon. Minchul is actually on the exact same upgrades, except of course the shields, because those don't exist for the Zerg. But yeah, Minchul is hanging in there. He's hanging on tight. Barely, but he's hanging on tight. Got 7, 8 hatcheries there in the back. He's getting a second Evo chamber for more upgrades. Has a Queen's Nest, no Spire. Drones were running away once again, because the drop is coming in hot. He has a Queen as well for Ensnare to slow down the drops. But as long as he is forced to keep dodging those drops, he's slowly gonna run out of money. It's really slowing down his production. Drop comes in for the top front side. 3 Reavers are out, but the 3 Reavers get taken down before they can use the Scarabs. Close. Close. Reavers just aren't reliable. Reavers just are not reliable. I really think JH should just try to shuttle some Reavers under the bottom side of the base here, and slowly push his way towards the drones instead of trying to land on top of the drones, because it hasn't really been working to land on top of the drones and kill them. It worked once though, but it hasn't worked again. And Minchul is crawling himself back. Now 126 supply is setting up lurkers all over his hive to protect those drones. So anything that unloads gets taken down really, really fast. He's adding on so many robos. Another 3. We were on 8, and now we're on 12. 12? Wait, 9, 11, 13. 13 robos. That's insane. So he comes in from the bottom side, tries to land another drop. Hydra's take it down though, dodges the storm as well. Just standard Minchul stuff. Really great anti-drop. Really great anti-drop. Now 53 drones, he's slowly climbing back into the match. GH though isn't planning on making this easy for Minchul. Minchul is low on gas though at the moment. He's low on gas. Reavers are loading against a lot of Reavers. This might actually kill all his Hydras. His Hydras on the bottom side are all going down. Hydras are coming from the top and the front side to the bottom side, trying to stop this, but these Reavers racked up so many kills. Now they're going to try to keep pushing on. H trying to take down the Sunkens, but focusing on the Sunkens might just be the mistake that he shouldn't have made, because now the Hydras take down the Reavers without really dying. He lost 1 more Hydra of 4 more Hydras, but killed 4 Reavers, so that's definitely a worth it exchange. Slowly the economy of Minchul is coming back together, but another mass drop there on the way. Hydras are already on the scene to kill it all though. Starts to load there, Lurker's also coming in. Lurker's gonna burrow right next to it, and this is also gonna get shut down pretty effectively. He does lose a lot of Hydras, I think about 15 or so, but he kills the mass drop, which is way more important than losing those little cheap Hydras. Very expansive. Oh, so many Stargates here from JH. He's also been getting attack upgrades for his air consistently while all this has been happening. I can't see what his upgrades for air are though. His 1 armor. There are the Corsairs. No weapon or shields on the air yet. Level 2 on the ground. He's getting shields now finally as well. He stopped getting weapon upgrades, getting armor 3 first. Whereas Minchul is currently on almost maxed out upgrades for his ground. He's now getting, well, it's been a while since he couldn't afford upgrades for a while, so he's getting level 3 attack. Now no carapace yet, he lost a lot. Oh, he just lost a lot of drones. I just missed that, but I saw the dead bodies of the drones, and he went down from about 55 or 58 down to 28 or something. That's so bad for Minchul. I think that's about it. I think that's really the nail in the coffin. Pretty much all JH has to do here now is keep up the pressure. Not give up the pressure, not relent, keep it up, stay consistent, and not make mistakes. Although he's gonna unload on top of Lurkers here on the bottom side, and the Lurkers might actually die to the splat. No, he takes it all down. Lurkers everywhere. The Reavers really just aren't doing much at all. If only he had an observer here. If only he had an observer, but he forgot to bring an observer to support those Reavers. The Corsairs though are a recipe for disaster. Because I do think he has Disruption Web, or maybe he's just gonna kill Overlords. And killing Overlords on a Zerg, that is pretty poor. And actually getting supply blocked as well is a pretty bad case. It's a pretty bad situation. Great Entangle, or Ensnare. Entangle doesn't even exist in this game. Great Ensnare. The Reaver's coming out on the top side there though. There's no Lurkers on the top side. There's an Observer there as well. No Lurkers, and there is an Observer. So just in case there were Lurkers, they would now be dead. H comes in with a great surround there, but a lot of his hiders are going down to the Reavers, but he's focusing on the same targets, and the Reavers do go down in the end. Pretty much being a consistent rinse and repeat of dropping Reavers and killing the Reavers as well. Drop comes in for the bottom side. Drop, it's empty? It's empty. It's just there to scare him away. No, the real drop is arriving there though. The real drop, no way! The real drop was just there right behind it. 19 drones left. Almost no minerals. And even though Minchul played so damn well, I guess this is it. I guess this is it. I really don't see him making a comeback from this one. JH just has so many tools at his disposal at the moment against a very broke and poor Minchul that I just don't see it happening. Just look at... Well, he's got... Alright, he's got about 20 shuttles. His entire supply is shuttles. He's got no army. It's just all shuttles. It's just all shuttles. Unless these shuttles are all filled up with units, then it would be amazing. But I don't think there's that many Reavers in there. Well, there are a lot of Reavers in there, but it's, again, mostly shuttles. And he's unloading them on top of Reavers. So the Reavers are gonna go down, but they do take a lot of units with them. If I'm going down, I'm taking you with me. Yeah, that wasn't very successful. It looked like it was a recipe for a very strong break on the bottom side, but the lurkers, without observers to detect them, really just kill everything. They really just kill everything. And that gives Minchul that desired small little bit of time to recover his economy and get himself back up on his feet. Which he's been trying to do for the last 10 minutes. He's been trying to get himself back. Oh, drop comes in, but he dodges it. Drop might be empty. It might, in fact, be empty. But JH now switching over to a frontal push. But there's Sunkens around the corner. And the Reavers are having trouble staying outside of the Sunken range if those Sunkens are around the corner. And JH is forced to actually pull back a little bit. Because the Sunkens are killing his Reavers. Those Sunkens around the corner are killing his Reavers. Although now they've been taken down, a couple of Reavers are still left alive, and it looks like JH is just gonna stop with the mass Reaver drops and go for a frontal push. Although that might just be a distraction. That might just be a distraction, because I do see a lot of shuttles there being loaded up, although they got ensnared. Yeah, he's just relocating that. Instead of walking them this little distance, from here to here, he's shuttling them to the choke. You could just walk there. He's shuttling them there. So the Mulists are taking down the Reavers very, very slowly because they don't have upgrades. But they are taking them down. Tickle by little tickle and tickle. But JH is slowly advancing here. Slowly advancing. He took out a lot of Sunkens in the choke. And all he has to do is keep pushing forward tiny bit by tiny bit. And he will sooner or later break through entirely. But the problem is still, JH has a lot of shuttles. Although the amount of shuttles has slowly grown smaller. Now he only has 12 of them. Still a very high amount, but a more acceptable amount of shuttles. And Corsairs as well, so basically just Corsair Reaver, with which he's going to try to push to the front. But Minchul is already rebuilding his choke. He's still low on money though, he's still low on money. He feels like he can't afford to build more drones yet. Corsairs hunting for queens because those queens have been a pain in JH's ass. Got a drop there coming in from the bottom side. It's Reavers inside shuttles. Reavers inside shuttles looking somewhere to drop. And yes, the Observer is now on the scene. He's got the Observer. He finally has the Observer. So the lurkers in the bottom corner are going to go down. More Reavers are being unloaded. And JH can finally start with his real push. Queen is flying into its death because the shuttles are flying away, so no one's there, but Guardian's coming in. And there's Corsairs on the middle here, but the Corsairs are a little bit too far away from the Reavers, but the Reavers are protected by their very good armor upgrades to a certain degree, because the Guardians still do quite some nice amounts of damage. Still got the Observer there as well, another mass drop there on the top side, ready to go in. It's gonna fly straight towards the main. Unloads very close to the main. Drones are running away. Drones ran away just in time. The Reavers are still taking down everything. The Reavers... Oh, what? What? I gotta watch that again. One Scarab just flew very, 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 very far away. And it exploded on the drones. It shouldn't have, but it did. It shouldn't have. Based on all the Scarabs I've seen so far in my life, that Scarab should not have exploded, but it did. It exploded on the drones, killed them all, and then ended the game. But it shouldn't have happened. The Reaver to the bottom side, and another drop there on the top side. Let's watch this in slow motion. I want to follow the Scarab and see how it kills all the drones. This Reaver, that Reaver. Look at this one. This one shouldn't even be capable of exploding on those drones because the Scarab is coming from so far away. It gets stuck. It gets stuck, and it gets unstuck. Got stuck between the Hydras. Got through. And Minchul thinks he is safe. He thinks he is safe. But this Scarab here explodes exactly on all the drones in the middle. Oh my god. Oh my god. That is one of the unluckiest and luckiest kills of a lot of drones I've seen in a long time. That's a freak situation. But it happened. And Minchul loses the game. He fought so well, he just couldn't recover well enough. He was so close to having his entire economy back up and running with a very high amount of drones, but every single time he was an inch removed, it just all went wrong. Every single time. He was so close, but he wasn't allowed to recover. Now, somewhere I have a feeling I've casted this before, but I don't think I have, so I'm just gonna upload it and add it to this score chart, because guess what? This is a best of series. And JH has the first win. And this was video number 1. We're gonna do this entire set every single day, at least one replay, at least one game a day from today onwards. Mark my words. This series will be fully casted by at least next week. So I hope you return again for another video when I am back with the rest. You can hold me to it. This is RJB for RJB TV. I hope you enjoyed this replay. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you will enjoy the future replays from this replay set. Goodbye, and have a good day.